Dallas, what are you doing out here?
Oh, hey, Skylar. Just thinking, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I'm out here doing the same thing.
Did you want to talk about it?
I don't know. I guess I have been pretty isolated the last few days.
Same.
Actually, to start, I never properly apologized to you.
For what?
Hitting you in the face with a missile.
Well, I did throw myself in front of it. Didn't the others tell you I wasn't mad?
They did. But I am sorry for it.
It's fine, really. That's the furthest thing from my mind right now, but I heard about your mother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just such a shock. It would almost be easier if she genuinely hated me, you know? But knowing that was never the case, and I can't tell her that I forgive her, that I don't hate her.
I can imagine. I was shocked when I found out, too. I was dogfighting with Swallow, and she told me.
So it's true. She killed her?
She said, we. So I think they all had a hand in it. Maybe that Sparrow girl can shed some light on the details. But do you really want to know?
I'm not sure, honestly. I asked Hornet to interview her. I don't think I'm in the right state of mind to be objective.
I would ask you to be gentle with my patient. This isn't an interrogation room.
Relax, Yumi. I didn't come here to play bad cop. Everyone vouched for Sparrow's character. We just need to know the exact details of her involvement.
I'm honestly not sure where to begin.
Well, start at the beginning. How did you wind up with the other three? Did Demon take you?
No, not exactly. I was in storage out west when Swallow showed up and took me. Said I'd be safe with her. But I was under the impression that I was never supposed to be taken. I heard Swallow and Demon arguing about how I was a liability. Demon was angry that Swallow had brought me in.
So Swallow took it upon herself to get you? Why?
Not sure, but maybe because we met briefly during the war. Towards the end of it, we were at the same airfield. One night, I heard Swallow crying. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me her pilot and sister had gone missing. I comforted her as best I could, but it was pretty hard to find a bright side in those days. My family was only born in the last few months of the conflict, and we had to grow up real fast. We never saw what led up to all that devastation. We were born into the chaos.
So, you think Swallow may have appreciated you?
Maybe. It's hard to know. She kept me out of most of the planning. Generally just had me guard the prisoners. She was always stern with me, but never brutal like with Kika and Frida. I think she frightened them.
And what of Demon? Was she in charge?
Hard to say how much control Demon ever really had. She was always struggling to get them to do what she wanted them to do, right up until the end.
And how did Demon treat you? Seems like she didn't want you around.
As far as Swallow and the others were concerned, she didn't. But weirdly, whenever I bumped into Demon alone, she was actually fairly nice to me. Pretty standoffish, certainly not overly friendly, but polite. Always reminded me there was to be no torture. I had no plans on doing that anyway, but she wanted to make sure. Even checked on me when Frida got on my case for having the nerve to exist. I think Frida was jealous of Swallow's favor of me, but Demon reassured me I was doing a good job. She was a confusing one. I never could read her very well.
And what was the nature of her death?
I don't know. I only found out it happened after it was done. I know they used Kika's sulfur gas chamber to do it. They wanted me to use it on the rest of the prisoners.
This chamber? How does it work?
I don't know the details. I was only given the basic instructions on its use. I know it involved highly concentrated sulfuric acid in an aerosol form. It sounded horrible.
That would be enough to destroy almost any airframe. Did you use it at all?
I couldn't do that to someone. Anyone. I was given the order right before the attack on the museum, but that's when I started letting the prisoners go instead.
And you let all of them go?
Yes, except that Vivi girl. Didn't have time to escort her out before the drones were activated. I took off to try and stop them.
So you didn't activate the drones?
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, that basically matches up with everyone else's stories.
What's going to happen to me? Am I to be scrapped? I know I was involved for too long.
Easy. You're safe. We have no intention to cause you harm. The director hasn't made a decision, but based on this, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Rest now.
Oh. Okay.
I was thinking, when the museum is repaired, I should ask the director for a plot out here for my mother.
I can't imagine he'd say no.
So, you know why I'm here. But what about you?
I don't know if I should tell you. Our problems sort of clash with each other.
Well, now you have to tell me.
Yeah, I guess I do. I killed Swallow. I know she had a hand in killing your mother, and you can't imagine why I'd care, but...
Even a just killing has an effect on the killer. I may think she deserved it. Would have done it myself. but I can empathize with you. We've both had to do it before in our respective wars. What made this different? Just been a long time?
No, honestly, that wasn't it. It was how it happened. When I fought over Europe, all my enemies fought back, hard. Everyone was fighting to survive. It was normal. But when I killed Swallow, it wasn't like that at all. She cried. She was angry. She told me what happened to her, how she lost her pilot. And then she told me she would always keep trying to destroy us and came right at me. She gave me no choice.
She did it to herself.
I think she wanted to die. It's just hard to wrap my head around it, I guess.
Maybe you finally gave her peace. Maybe this is for the best, but none of us will ever know that. It's no use beating yourself up over it. Like you said, she didn't give you a choice.
I guess it just reminded me of how much we all suffered.
Some wounds never heal, Dallas.
Excuse me, are you the one called Skylar?
I am. How can I help you?
Orion, CIA, came to deliver this.
A flash drive? What's on it?
Just banking information to a private account. When your mother began her work, one of her stipulations was that we set aside most of her pay in an account for you. Should anything happen to her, we were to turn it over to you immediately.
Mother? How much would that be?
It's been getting steady deposits for decades. I admit I've rarely seen that many zeros.
What? But I don't...
Have a pleasant day. We'll be in touch.
Mother, your unexpected gifts continue.
Are you okay, Skylar?
I don't know. But on the bright side, this should be plenty to fix up the museum. If nothing else, the insurance adjusters won't be so cranky now.
That money is for you, though. Are you sure?
I don't need the money. Knowing that Mother loved me is enough. But maybe I could use a vacation, somewhere snowy. I like the mountains.
Miss Dallas, I'm afraid we have a bit of a problem.
What's the issue, Mindy?
We searched at the coordinates you gave us and in the immediate area. We've found no sign of Swallow's remains.
What? That's impossible.
Are you sure she was dead?
I put a bullet in her head, Sky. She was in her human form. I even checked her pulse. I promise you she was dead.
Interesting. Well, we have no reason to doubt your claim. That suggests someone else recovered her body.
Who would...
Do you think?
Cold Throne is a likely suspect, since they would have been aware of the entire operation.
Orion did say they'd be in touch.
Maybe that vacation will have to be pushed back again.
Analyzing, remains identified. ME262A1A Schwalbe. Severe structural damage to airframe, severe internal and external damage to engine, severe intercranial trauma from single gunshot wound.
Initialize repair and revival program 773.
Initializing. Warning, system detects significant internal damage in subject. Revival protocols may result in unexpected results. Recommend abort.
Override. Authorization code 15SLN.
Override acknowledged. Initializing. Error. Revival program 773 restraint protocols inadequate for subject's potential temperament. Recommend abort.
Override. Authorization code 15SLN.
Override acknowledged. Initializing. Error. Subject trauma highly extensive. Instability likely. Recommend abort.
Override. Authorization code 15SLN.
Override acknowledged. Initialization successful. Revival program 773 commencing Project Swallow. ETA of completion 6 weeks. Recommend restraint protocols applied prior to completion.
Understood. Admin approval code 15TAI.
Approval code accepted. Project commencing now.